long time ago, there was a man that started wars. The man that created different types of war crimes. The man that had the strongest quirks that have similar strength to all for one. The man was called Orochi. Orochi's clan was up to 8, and the leader wanted to bring back him, but one of the members wasn't content to bringing back and starting a war. The man was called Gaiden. He left because he was a pacifist and he didn't want to bring back, or wasn't even interested to get Orochi back. He left the organization and settled in a town in Spain. He gave up that life and started to have a family, and he loved his family. And for one, he also had a little girl that was named Zumi. And the other time, the next day, was going to be his last of seeing the young Zumi. And Gaiden's leader came to see him and wants him to get Orochi back. But Gaiden declined and told his leader to leave. And when the leader says, fine, I'll be reasonable. And Gaiden's wife says, you told me that he can be reasonable sometimes, but that didn't sound like he wanted that. And Gaiden says, yeah, he can be stubborn to the point that I can't even know him. And when he said that, Zumi says, Daddy, look what I made. And Zumi shows a toy car that was made by her wood parts. A wheel and wooden car build. And Gaiden says, that is wonderful, my little Zumi. And when night came, his leader broke in the door, and Gaiden says, I knew you were going to leave it be. And leader says, the Rochi's time to be reborn, Gaiden. And Gaiden uses his quirk, leave! And the leader says, you say that? And flinging him back with just his hand and hitting him back to the wall. And Spy says, Gaiden! Then the leader says, Gaiden, you really are just that aesthetic. Pacifist, my ass. And then Zumi wakes up. Daddy, what's going on? And walks, her eyes were a little tired. Walks towards his leader. Looks at her. You're Gaiden's child. And Zumi says, you're the scary guy. Ask Dad, or talk to Dad. And the leader says, yes, come closer. I want to give you something. And Gaiden says, Zumi, get away from him! And the leader says, too late, Gaiden. And Zumi's blood gets, her eyes become heated like a fire around them. Her hair, once green, turned red, and her breath steaming with steam. And the leader says, now, Zumi, kill him. and Zumi was conscious and was forced to kill her parents. Then Zumi covered in her parents' blood, and her parents died because of guidance leader controlling her. And Zumi goes and sees him in a red form state, and the leader says,
Well done, Zumi. I'll be leaving you, and I'll leave that form with you. At any time a Orochi blood is near, you'll turn back to a monster that I created.
Then the leader leaves her, and Zumi turns back into her normal state, and Zumi looks upon her hands, confused, and Zumi doesn't know what happened. She wandered off out of the town, and when going by and trying to go somewhere, until a certain person from the military came, and the man says, "Hey there, young little lady, are you okay?" And the man says his name. "My name is Colonel Heidern, and where did you come from?" And Zumi says, I don't know. I don't remember. And Heidern looks at her. I'll take you to the base. And Heidern takes her to the base. And Heidern was having past memories of a familiar person. And then we hear a certain voice. "Hey, Commander! It's great to see you!" And the man looks at the Zumi. "Whoa! Is that a little girl? Where did she come from?" "Yeah, Commander." Another person says, "Where did you get her? Where did you find her as well?" That's my other thinking as well. But it was something of a line of duty calls, I guess. And Commander says, "I found her at the road. She was walking with just a blanket or a rag. She was just there walking by herself." "Whoa! How the hell can she live like that?" And the other soldier says, "She didn't. Guessing from some kind of time. I bet she had no home." And the commander says, "I just have a intuition, but she reminds me of my daughter." I was going, "Seriously?" "Well, you do have a dark past, Commander." And Zumi looks at them and with a little shy on that. And the commander says, "Relax. This is private. This is Raph Jones and Clark Still. I'm the leading commander of the Ikari Warriors. My name is Heidern, and you are." And Zumi says, "This is Zumi," in a shaking leaf a bit. And Raph says, "Zumi, that's a nice name, little girl. I have a personal fighting style, but I ain't one to mess around." And Clark Jones says, "Well, you're all bronze and no brain." "What you say?" Just messing with you." "Well, Clark, you're going to have a little talk. I'm going to show you what a dynamite fist is. Bring it on." And the commander, Heidern, says, "That's enough. Zumi doesn't want you guys to fight, and it does no justice to have each other with pointless argument. You can do it while practice. Yes, sir. And Heidern looked after Zumi on his free times, taking care of her. But the more go on, it was more, instead of a daughter and a father relationship, it became a little bit more she was being trained as a soldier. He was teaching her a different military art and was giving her advices such as his famous assassination technique and his military, because she had a very good at fighting. But when the commander was off from a mission, Zumi was practicing her techniques that Heidern taught her. And Raph says, came by and says, good to see ya, Zoom. I'm calling you Zoom because you're just that fast at learning. And Zumi then salutes in a military salute and seeing him as strong. And Raph says, oh, I see Commander shows you the salute. I guess I gotta salute you too. And Raph salutes her. And Raph says, man, you really adapt to this military style. Usually it takes a while for some people, but you did it under a few months. And Zumi says, oh, it is very good to have a person to follow. And Raph says, yeah, Heidern is the best man to have when he's training. But at that, I think he's going to be the best commander we have. And Zumi says, he also taught me about the assassination art. You really think you have a daughter and mix of a soldier. I doubt he wants you to go in the military at a young age. And Zumi looks at him in confused. Let me best explain. In this day and age, we have quirks. I'm not boasting anything. My quirk is called dynamite or demolition. I can survive any explosion, no matter how big and oh so created, with just my strength alone. And Zumi says, that's impressive. I am very honored to be seeing you. Oh, don't be like that. I want this. I'll train you just like Commander does, but with my martial arts combining his. Deal? And Zumi says, it is an honor to learn from a man that is strong as you. And Raph says, whoa, take it easy there. Shot, I ain't that strong. Heck, some of the times, I beat Clark. He's stronger as well, but I'll give you some martial arts. Raph shows her all his techniques, fitting her style. Instead of brute force, it's more of quick and swift strength and brute force. There you go. Whew. Then Raph thinks, man, she'll give a enemy a run for their money. And Zumi salutes him and says, thank you for this opportunity. And Raph says, relax, you don't have to salute with that, but it feels wrong to me. And Raph says, well, rubbing his head, if that's how you talk, I'll help. I'll do it. I'll salute you. And Zumi does. At the age of 14, she has gone to work and looks at her commander is very... But I'll work hard, Commander. And Heidern doesn't want her to be in the battles. So he has a few ideas of how. And Zumi came to Heidern's and says, "You asked for me, sir?" And Heidern says, "Yeah, it's great that you're fitting in." And Zumi says, "Yes, both you and Raph taught me a lot, but I still has a long way." And Heidern says, "Well, I got something for you. Seems like your quirk and your fighting potential will be very impressive and to save people. So I want you to go and learn and adapt your fighting style at this place." And Heidern gives her a envelope, and Leona, Zumi looks at it and sees My Hero Academia? I think it's the best place to adjust your potential. And here's some accessories. And giving gloves a blade that is dull, that won't bleed anybody, but can still hold a candle to a blade. And Zumi also says, "Thank you, Commander," and salutes him. And Commander salutes her. God, I'm such a softie. And Leone gets packing, and Raph says, "Hey, Leone, great to see you." And Clark says, "Leone, it is great to talk again." What the heck? You're packing? And Leone and Zumi says, "Yes, I'm going to UA to build up my potential. The commander asked me and told me to go to UA." And Raph says, "Our little Zoom has got potential, that's for sure." And Raph says, "I'll give you this salute for you, and we'll see you next time, Zumi." And Zumi says, "Thank you," salutes them back. She got on a plane and goes to Japan. Zumi looks around and tries to find the person who is going to take her to UA, and sees a guy that has dark clothing with something around his neck, putting up UA. And Zumi says, "You're the person that's going to help me go to UA?" And the man says, "Well, you must be Azumi Heidern. Name's Ozawa. I'm here to pick you up to UA." And Zumi says, "It's great to meet you, sir," and salutes him. And Ozawa says, "Alright, let's go. Introductions are done." Zumi follows Zawa. Zawa drives her to UA, and Zawa says, "That old man, Heidern, is one of the best fighters in the military. I'm surprised that he wanted you to go to UA." And Zumi says, "He wanted me to enroll here to develop my potential." And Zawa says, "Well, let's see how long you last. The card team ain't easy to train with." What do you mean by that?" "Oh, nothing. I keep tabs on some of them." Zumi gets to UA and is looking at the school and has a straight face. And Zawa says, "Alright, you can get into the room. Just be careful not being confused. Your floor is in the girls' room. And Zumi says, yes, sir. And Zumi gets to her room and packs, unloads her stuff. And Zumi also grabs a photo shot, putting it on her stool. And Zumi says, it is a great time. I'll miss you guys. And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you liked this video and hope you subscribe. See you next time.